Our world worships movement. Constant work, constant replies, constant noise. We've been taught that being busy means you're important, that a full calendar is a sign of a full life, and that if you aren't in perpetual motion, you're falling behind. We even wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, confusing the frantic energy of doing more with the quiet effectiveness of doing what truly matters. But what if this relentless chase is actually a profound weakness? What if the secret to real clarity, power, and progress isn't found in the chaos of 1,000 tasks, but in the disciplined refusal to engage with them? The ancient Stoics philosophers who navigated plagues, wars, and political chaos understood something most of us have tragically forgotten. Real power isn't found in motion. It's found in stillness. The greatest strength isn't in doing more, but in mastering the art of doing nothing. Now, this isn't an invitation to laziness or apathy. It's a call to learn one of the most powerful and strategic disciplines there is, the art of intentional inaction. Section 1. The modern affliction, the anxiety of motion. We live in an age of manufactured urgency. Our pockets buzz with other people's anxieties. Our screens glow with curated emergencies, and our minds are colonized by the demand to have an opinion, post a reply, take a side, and react. This state of perpetual busyness feels productive, but it's a grand illusion. What feels like momentum is often just anxiety in motion, a desperate attempt to outrun the feeling of being overwhelmed by scattering our focus across a dozen trivial things. Think about it. When was the last time you sat in true silence, without a screen, a book, or a task to distract you? For many of us, the idea isn't just foreign, it's terrifying. Silence has become uncomfortable, a void we rush to fill with noise, podcasts, and endless scrolling. Idleness now feels like a moral failing, a symptom of laziness that needs to be cured with another task, another goal, another item on the to-do list. We've become so addicted to the drug of doing that we've forgotten how to simply be, and this addiction comes at a steep price. Our minds, never given a moment to rest, become cluttered and chaotic. Our decisions, made in a rush between notifications, become reactive and impulsive. We send that angry email without a moment of reflection. We agree to commitments we don't have time for, and we chase opportunities that lead us further from our true path, all because the pause between stimulus and response has vanished. In that frantic rush, we lose our clarity, drain our energy, and surrender our self-control. We become puppets, pulled by the strings of external demands and our own unexamined impulses. We think we're in control because we're busy, but in reality, our busyness controls us. The Roman philosopher Seneca saw this almost 2,000 years ago. He lamented how people were so frugal with their property, but recklessly wasteful with their time. The one resource that is truly irreplaceable. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough," he argued, "if you know how to use it." But most people, lost in pointless activity, are forced at life's end to realize it passed by before they even knew it was passing. This is the modern affliction. A life spent in motion, but absent from ourselves, mistaking the act of doing for the art of living. Section 2. The ancient counter argument. The Stoic secret of non-action. In stark contrast to our modern obsession with hustle, the Stoics championed a different ideal. They taught that the path to a good life, one of purpose, resilience, and inner peace, was paved not with frantic action, but with disciplined reason. At the heart of this philosophy lies a powerful, counterintuitive secret, the strategic use of non-action. When a Stoic talks about doing nothing, they aren't talking about being lazy. That's a profound misunderstanding. The art of doing nothing is a conscious, intentional practice. It's a quiet act of rebellion. In a world that demands your constant engagement, think of it as disciplined refusal. It's the strength to let trivial things go without letting them claim your energy. It's the courage to say no, not just to others, but to your own impulses. To correct every wrong, win every argument, or chase every fleeting opportunity. This refusal isn't weakness. It's a declaration of your priorities. You are consciously choosing to protect your most valuable resources, your time, attention, and energy for what truly matters. It's also about finding strategic clarity. Imagine a jar of water filled with mud. If you keep shaking it, the water stays murky. You can't see through it. But if you let it sit, if you allow it to be still, the mud slowly settles and the water becomes clear. Your mind is the same. The constant motion of reacting to everything keeps your thoughts in turmoil. Stillness allows the noise to settle, revealing the path forward. When you stop reacting to everything, you start to see patterns that others, lost in the chaos, completely miss. Your decisions become wiser because they aren't contaminated by distraction. But most importantly, it's about emotional control. The Stoics believe that most of our suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. An urgent email isn't inherently stressful. Our reaction is what creates the stress. The art of doing nothing is about creating a space between the stimulus and your response. In that small gap lies your freedom, the freedom to choose how you'll respond rather than being controlled by your emotions. Every time you pause, take a breath, and choose not to react impulsively, you're strengthening your inner citadel, that unshakable core of calm and reason that the Stoics saw as the source of all true strength. This isn't a retreat from life. It's a more profound and effective way of engaging with it. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that power isn't about making the most noise, but about making the right moves. And more often than we realize, the right move is to do nothing at all. Section 3. The core principles of non-action. Mastering the art of doing nothing isn't some esoteric practice for ancient philosophers. It's a practical skill that can reshape your life. By embracing strategic stillness, you cultivate mental clarity, conserve your energy, and achieve an unwavering self-control that ultimately gives you greater influence. First, you cultivate mental clarity. Your mind naturally seeks clarity, but the modern world wages a constant war against it. The relentless stream of information creates a perpetual mental fog. As Seneca observed, a distracted mind absorbs nothing deeply. When you're constantly reacting, you aren't truly thinking. You're just processing things on a superficial level, caught in a cycle of short-term responses. The practice of doing nothing acts as a filter. By stepping back from the noise, you give your mind space to process and connect ideas. This is where your brain's default mode network, DMN, comes in. Research shows that when you aren't focused on a task, when you're daydreaming or on a quiet walk, this network becomes active. The DMN is linked to memory, self-reflection, and creative problem-solving. It's why your best ideas often show up not when you're forcing them at a desk, but when you're in the shower or just staring out a window. You're finally giving your mind the quiet it needs. This clarity helps you distinguish what's truly important from what's merely urgent, allowing you to focus your energy on what is vital. This leads to the second principle, the conservation of personal energy. Think of your focus, willpower, and emotional capacity as a finite resource. Every unnecessary reaction, every impulsive argument is a leak in your reservoir. A person who reacts to everything ends their day depleted, having spent their vital force on 1,000 tiny battles that led nowhere. The Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control is essential here. It divides the world into two domains, what we control and what we don't. We control our own thoughts and actions. We don't control external events or other people's opinions. The undisciplined mind wastes most of its energy on the second domain, the one it has no power over. The art of doing nothing is the choice to stop pouring energy into the uncontrollable. This conservation makes you far more effective when you do choose to act. Your actions become deliberate and powerful because they are fueled by a full reservoir of focused energy. Finally, this practice leads to unwavering self-control and influence. In a world of noise, calm is a superpower. The person who stays centered while everyone else is panicking, who listens while everyone else is shouting, this is the person who quietly gains control. When you choose not to react immediately in a conflict or a high-pressure meeting, you create a space. In that space, others often rush to fill the silence, revealing their intentions and their anxieties. Your stillness becomes a mirror, reflecting their own lack of composure. You gain a strategic advantage, not by force, but by a disciplined lack of it. People learn that you aren't easily pulled off balance, and your words carry more weight because they are used with intention. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to detach from external events and focus on his inner world. He knew that you have power over your mind, not outside events, realizing this is the foundation of strength. Section 4. The Path to Stillness, a Practical Guide. Understanding the philosophy is the first step, but embodying it takes practice. The art of doing nothing is a muscle you have to build. Here are a few practical ways to start. 1. Practice the power of the pause. This is the most fundamental technique. The goal is to consciously create a gap between a stimulus and your response. How to do it? The next time you get a text or email that triggers an immediate emotional reaction, commit to doing nothing. Before your fingers start typing, just pause. Take one conscious breath. Notice the physical sensation of the emotion without any obligation to act on it. The philosophy behind it. This small act breaks the cycle of unconscious behavior. You are reminding yourself that you are not your emotions. You are the observer of them. You move from being a reactor, controlled by the world, to a responder who acts with intention. 2. Schedule Nixon, the art of purposeful nothingness. The Dutch have a concept called Nixon, which basically means doing nothing without a purpose. In our productivity-obsessed culture, this feels radical, but it's a powerful antidote to burnout. How to do it? Schedule 10 to 15 minutes of nothing into your day. Treat it like a meeting. Put your phone in another room. You might gaze out a window, sit on a bench, or just let your mind wander where it will. Notice the urge to be productive, and gently let it go. The philosophy behind it. Nixon is a rebellion against the idea that every moment must be optimized. It helps your brain foster creativity and teaches you that your worth is not tied to your output. 3. The Stoic practice of daily reflection. The great Stoic thinkers were dedicated journalers, using writing to align their actions with their principles. How to do it? In the morning, before checking your phone, spend 5 minutes preparing for the day. As Marcus Aurelius did, anticipate challenges like difficult people or frustrations, and mentally rehearse, responding with patience and self-control. In the evening, review your day. Ask yourself 3 questions, as taught by Epictetus. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What duty was left undone? This isn't about self-criticism. It's about self-awareness. The philosophy behind it. Daily reflection creates a crucial feedback loop for personal growth. It ensures you're living intentionally rather than drifting on autopilot. 4. The silent walk. Many great thinkers, from Nietzsche to Seneca, loved the clarifying power of walking. But today, even our walks are filled with podcasts and phone calls. The silent walk is a practice of pure observation. How to do it? Go for a short walk with one rule: no digital devices, no music, no podcasts. Your only job is to walk and observe. Notice the feeling of your feet on the ground and the sights and sounds around you. The philosophy behind it. A silent walk reconnects you to the present moment and grounds you in physical reality. It's a form of meditation in motion, a simple yet profound way to find stillness amidst movement. If these ideas resonate with you, the journey doesn't have to end here. This path of stillness and self-mastery is a continuous practice. To continue exploring this ancient wisdom for modern life, consider subscribing for more insights into philosophy and self-control. And now, a question for your own reflection. In what area of your life could you benefit the most from practicing the art of doing nothing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might be the catalyst that helps someone else begin their own journey towards stillness. We've been sold on the idea that busyness equals value and that motion equals progress. We've built a world that rewards frantic activity, and in doing so, we've lost touch with the profound power that lies in its opposite, strategic stillness. Learning the art of doing nothing isn't about dropping your responsibilities or retreating from the world. It's about engaging with the world more skillfully and more intentionally. It's about reclaiming your mind from the chaos of constant distraction. It's about conserving your energy for what truly matters. It's about building an inner citadel of calm that can't be breached by external turmoil. The world may not understand your choice at first. It might mistake your silence for indifference or your pause for hesitation. But this path requires far more discipline than perpetual busyness ever will. It's quiet internal work done for the cultivation of an unshakable self. Over time, the results will speak for themselves. The decisions you make will be sharper. The relationships you have will be deeper. The work you do will be more impactful. In an age of noise, calm is your greatest advantage. In a world of frantic motion, stillness is your greatest strength. The power to think, to choose, and to act with precision doesn't begin with more action. It begins the moment you master the art of doing nothing.